Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for, this is your bonus reading for July. You start with this card. It says, nothing will come of the situation. You also have this card that says, it's time to release negativity. Yeah, we are definitely in a time, and sure, we'll take both of these here. We're definitely in a time where we have to think more positively. It's just that simple. I've said to the other air signs that what's really nice about the time that we're in right now is we have this thing called the magic triangle in the astrology, and it's basically happening between Pluto and Aquarius, Neptune and Aries, and Uranus and Gemini in your sign. And this triangle that's happening in the sky is like very optimistic energy, and I feel that people could be feeling more positive, optimistic about the future, more excited about the future. And again, we will actually have this placement, this triangle, until 2028, so until June of 2028, because all three of those planets are very slow moving. And so they all that triangle kind of just stays exact for a very long period of time. And so again, that's one of the things that makes me hopeful for the future is that energy, right? Is having that kind of magical triangle. And but anyway, it is very good for your ideas and for things that you're working on. So in the area of your current general energies, or how you enter into this reading, you have this Eight of Cups and this King of Swords. Yes, again, you start with that card that says, it's time to release negativity. The King of Swords, sorry, my fish aren't playing here. The King of Swords is a card of maturity, right? We have to be mature with the King of Swords, and sometimes that includes just walking away from situations that no longer serve us with the Eight of Cups, right? So it kind of makes sense that these two are coming out with the other cards that are coming out here, and I think that would be the best thing for you. The other thing I want to say is that I think with the Eight of Cups, a lot of people are dealing with this right now. The universe really is asking people to step into the new, to release things that no longer serve them. We had Pluto in Capricorn, now it's moved into Aquarius, so I think a lot of people are, basically dealing with needing to let things go or having to learn how to let things go, which also could be happening with the Eight of Cups, and, there you go. That's what we get there. Next, you have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, of course, can be lying, cheating, stealing. But the Seven of Swords is your crossing energy. And so the trick with the Seven of Swords is about seeing that there are better ways to do things. You are a Gemini. You are very good at looking at both sides of the fence and looking at everything that's going on. But with Uranus, it could be causing a little bit of confusion in your sign. Although overall, I think it's going to be good for you. Uranus loves being a Gemini in the first place, so I don't really think it's going to be bad for you in the first place, but what I would say is I would pay attention to other ways of doing things. This could say that you're just a little bit closed off to unique solutions or solutions that could be very helpful. The other thing is the polka dots on his cloak. Now, we have a lot of energy in Aries, Neptune, Saturn mostly, but also Chiron. And the polka dots in the tarot can represent taking things too seriously when we need to be more playful. And so it would probably be a good time for you to, the card doesn't say don't take things seriously, but it just says don't take things too seriously. And, make sure you're not like being so serious that you're not looking at solutions that are right in front of your face and things like that, right? And, that's really what I'd pay attention to with that card. Next, in the area of what's on your mind, you have the Queen of Cups, which is pretty interesting because, like, those first three cards, I think, are very focused. Not that the Queen of Cups isn't, but, the Queen of Cups is very focused on her heart. She wants to move in towards her heart. And maybe that's a little bit of a challenge here. I think that it's very interesting, Gemini, that you have the Five of Cups, Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles in this reading. And they're all connected right here, right? And so you might be thinking this is a bad thing, but number one, fives have very easy solutions. Number two, 555 is a major change number, so you might want to go look up 555. 555 might be a number that you're seeing, but the other thing that I would say that's going on here is logic versus heart, right? It's like those first three cards, very logical energy. The Queen of Cups, it's not that she's not logical, but she just follows her heart, not necessarily what logically makes sense. And so there's something about that popping into my head. And I don't necessarily think that it has to be one or the other. Again, I keep saying that the people who are going to be truly successful moving forward are the people who mix things together, right? And so, like, a great example is spirituality, right? It's like, yeah, I'm very spiritual, but I also am very logical. And so, personally, right? It's like like the spiritual stuff, but I also see the other side. Like I see the other arguments, and there are, I am very realistic about a lot of things that I do in my life. So like I do both, right? And that's what I'm saying. If you look at a lot of what's going on in the world, and a lot of what's going on with people, I'm sure you've seen it, where people are like, you can only believe this one thing, or you can only be this one way, right? Well, let me tell you something. That's not going to work too well with Uranus going into Gemini. And so we need to be flexible. And it's not about like, it's more like the right or wrong energy because of Neptune and Aries. Neptune and Aries is like looking for a savior. And so I always say that the problem with Neptune and Aries is that people are going to be looking for a person who can solve all their problems. So like one belief system, right? And but the problem with that is that's not what the universe wants. The universe wants us to save ourselves. So we have to listen to our heart, and that's what I would do there. Next, in your foundation, you have the Three of Wands. I like this. I feel like you're seeing more. I know that doesn't sound very exciting, but it's like the best example I could give you is like, imagine if you were starting a tarot channel on YouTube. And when I started tarot over 10 years ago on YouTube, there were no channels that had more than 10,000 subs, right? But 10 years ago, if I saw a person that had like 900,000 subs, for example, right, that I probably would have been a lot more motivated, at the time, because I would have seen what's possible. And that's kind of the energy I get for you here, Gemini, where it's like either you're working on something or you're working towards something. And it's like you might not have it yet, but the good news is I feel like you're actually seeing what's possible. And I feel very motivated. That's the best way I can describe this card. Like I feel like you are motivated. Now, again, Uranus in Gemini is very electric. So, with Uranus going into Gemini, you could absolutely be feeling very electric and driven and, all that other stuff. So it kind of makes sense. But like I said, I would pay attention to your vision. I would pay attention to what you see as well, because that could be where the motivation is coming from. Like you're seeing what's possible, right? Next, in the area of the past position or the energy that you're moving past, you have this Badger spirit. It says, be fearless and bold. You have this Cow spirit. It says, miracles are endless. Love it. So, I think you get these cards with me a lot that say basically say, be fearless, be bold. There definitely could be some miracles coming in for you, but I feel that the miracles coming in for you are miracles that you planted because, again, in the past position, we have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new, and it can represent having put new work into something or, having started something new. And so if you've been working on a project for a long time, I feel that that's where the miracles are coming from or will come from here, Gemini. It's like I feel a lot of back to the drawing board energy for you here, Gemini, as well, which is kind of interesting. It's like, if you've been sticking to a project for like a year or 2 years, I really feel that there could be a lot of rewards coming in. Now, I don't think this is going to happen overnight, but I do feel over the next year or so, maybe even a little bit longer, you are going to get the results from the work that you've done. It's almost like you have really spent a lot of time polishing something and making it very shiny. But intuitively, I feel that is amazing. It's like, sometimes I think that's what we have to do. It's like we have to work on something, then make it better and improve it over time, right? And that's definitely kind of like what I'm getting off of that card. Next, in the area of your very near future, you have this card. It says, let it go. It says, let go of all that no longer serves you. 5 of Cups. Yes, that's what that means. 8 of Cups. Same thing. You have this card that says, connect with the eternity within. It says, let yourself be held by love. Yes. This reading definitely wants you to move more towards love. Like, not as in, this doesn't have to be a person. This could be something that you do love or something that you will love. And that is the energy that the reading is trying to get you to move towards for sure. Also, in the area of the very near future, you have the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups, he is grieving the loss of his spilt wine here. And he needs to turn around and see these 2 cups and be grateful for these 2 cups so he can get this bridge and this castle. So I feel for a lot of you that this is saying, obviously, like that card says, what did it say? It says, let go of all that no longer serves you. And the 8 of Cups, same thing. It's like, I think we can grieve the loss of things that we know we don't want, right? And that's basically what the 5 of Cups says. He's grieving his loss for his taste for wine. But if someone were to offer him wine, he wouldn't take it because he doesn't even want it anymore. So, sometimes we just have to let go of things that no longer serve us. And that's exactly what I would do with this card. Next, in your outcome row, you have this koi fish spirit. It says, you're manifesting more love, prosperity, and wealth into your life. Love it. You have this hand of fate. It says, everything is happening for a reason except the things to which fate binds you. Yes. So a lot of fated things happening. You might not understand certain things that are happening to you this month, but they could be fated things that are bringing you closer to more love, prosperity, or wealth. So I would trust in your destiny or something like that is popping into my head with these two cards. Over the next few months, you have the Lovers, which is great because, number one, the Lovers is your card. Whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. The Lovers could also say that you are finding love. So definitely, if you want love over the next few months, you could be attracting a person for sure. We don't see a person here yet, but we are going to clarify the reading and we'll see what comes up. But also, this could be something that you will love, which I feel for a lot of you. Even if you want an actual person for love, I feel pretty much all of you Geminis are going to be doing something that you will love. And obviously that is amazing. That is going to be a very good thing for you. And I feel it's going to lead to a lot of success for you as well. So love it. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Six of Wands. There you go. I kind of feel that some of you could be attracting a person who actually values you. Maybe that's been a problem for you for a long time. But I kind of feel like this is the same truth for both people is what I'm trying to spit out here. You end with the Five of Pentacles. Sometimes I feel with the Five of Pentacles that it can represent love, but it can say we're attracting a person who's been through something very similar to us. And so I kind of feel that, Gemini. You might be attracting a person who has a similar love story to you. But the beautiful thing is I feel like you will both value each other. It's you're both giving each other value. You're both seeing each other's value. Obviously, that could be a good thing and lead to a lot more success. Again, this is coming up in the area of all your closest relationships, which is all relationships in your life. So a lot of you could just be getting more attention at this time or really standing out. This is also amazing if you're trying to build relationships in business or career or anything like that. You really could be getting attention from positive people, which is good. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Five of Swords. You're definitely cutting something out here, Gemini. But I don't know. I think this is a good thing for sure. It's I'm hearing quitting. It's almost like you're quitting a lot of things. And not bad things. It's you're quitting things that are bad. Bad habits. Things that no longer serve you. And sometimes I think this can make things a little bit dull in life, but at the same time, I think you just need to find new places, new outlets for your energy, right? And that's all you need to do with the Five of Swords. If you find a new outlet or a new place to put your energy, I think things will go very well for you with the Five of Swords. And that's, what I would be doing with that card. Your outcome is the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles can represent feeling left out in the cold. But Five of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. Focus on your strengths. So number one, make sure you're paying attention to your strengths this month. Number two, I actually feel good about this because you have 3 5s in a row. There's clearly some sort of big change. It could be a change in your destiny as well with this Hand of Fate card. It says everything is happening for a reason, but 555, it's a synchronicity. I'm wondering intuitively if you are noticing these synchronicities and maybe you're paying more attention to those breadcrumbs and you're actually following those synchronicities through, to the end. And I kind of feel that would be a good thing because it would say that you're going to get the things that you want in life, which is obviously, very good, right? With the Eight of Pentacles, what was the other card? The King of Swords and the Seven of Swords, you have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, I think everyone needs to stop doing things the hard way. I mean, literally the 2025 readings that I did all basically said that we need to do things in the more simple ways. We are all overcomplicating things, and the simple answer is the answer. So the 2025 readings really wanted people to be simple and to make sure that you're doing things in the most simple way possible. And if you do that, you will be very successful with the Ten of Wands. But that's exactly what I would do there. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is about planting seeds. But he's giving to the things that give back to him. I would be very picky with your energy, Gemini, at this time. Intuitively, I'm definitely getting that message that you definitely should be picky with the energy that you give to, who you give what to, right? And I would definitely pay attention to that. I am also getting something about money here and investing. Like if you are investing, I do feel that your money there could be a lot of money being made for you, with one big ass warning, huge ass warning here. Okay, we had Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus does not like get rich quick. Uranus and Taurus wants you to know the ins and outs of everything. I literally said this. You can go back to my readings from right before Uranus went into Taurus. I like, which is pretty much when I started this channel. I used to tell people all the time, do your research and learn why you are investing in something. I literally predicted all these crypto scams and everything before it happened, right? If people listened to me, they wouldn't have got involved in those scams, because I said anything that promises you something ridiculous is probably not true with Uranus and Taurus. You need to be a nerd with Uranus and Taurus with investments. You need to know why you are making these investments. People used to ask me all the time, should I invest in this coin? Should I invest in that coin? Number one, most of the time I wouldn't answer, because I failed at math my whole entire life. I'm not the person to get financial advice from. Number one. Number two, I would usually say, like, well, have you read the white paper? Do you know, like, why you're actually investing in this? Do you have a good reason? Is it legit? Can you find the people on Twitter? Do they actually exist? Like, do you know the answer to those questions? Can you communicate with the people? And if you can't answer those questions, then the answer is no, right? So if you're going to be investing, you need to know why you're doing it. With the Three of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups. Yes, definitely time to follow your heart. We already talked about it. Three of Wands is really telling me that you're seeing something, which is weird. That's sure, kind of the Three of Wands can represent that, Gemini, but that's not really what it means. And I feel like you're getting an inspiration. It's like you're seeing something inspirational. It's like maybe you have a business, and maybe you see someone who also has a similar business, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that level of success was something that I could do. Like maybe you're saying to yourself, I didn't know that was even possible, and so it's giving you a little bit of motivation. Obviously, you're going to have to put in the work. This isn't magically going to happen. I think there's a little bit more here, though. It's like maybe this person is the type of person that can't even tie their shoes, right? If you catch my drift, like maybe they're not the smartest, brightest bulb in the box. So I think that will probably motivate you even more, because you're like, if they can do it, I can do it. And I definitely get that energy here. So like whatever you're trying to accomplish, you're a freaking Gemini. Geminis are geniuses, right? Uranus is in Gemini, great for your genius ideas, so I would be using it. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Sun. Yeah, the Sun is very good, of course. The Sun is the best card in the deck. The Sun brings, happiness, love, joy, peace, all that to a reading. Coming up in your past, it can just say the sun is, really, I feel like the sun is still shining on you, especially with this, magical triangle that we're having. Like I said, it could be, it's happening, part of it is happening with Uranus in your sign. And again, this is going to last for 3 years, basically, until 2028. So, and this is like optimism for the future. Again, it's the one reason why I have hope for the future is the magical triangle that we're having. And it's like the one thing that really kind of makes me feel okay. And the other thing would be Saturn. Technically, Saturn is part of it. Basically, we have Neptune and Saturn right here. We have Pluto and Aquarius, and then we have Uranus and Gemini. It's forming this triangle. And so Saturn is technically part of the triangle right now, but it won't be for long, because Saturn moves a lot faster through a sign. And that's what I'll say about that. But Saturn also gives me hope for the future. There you go. With the Five of Cups, you have the Nine of Swords. I think you need to stop worrying about repeating mistakes. Like, I feel like this could be love for some of you. It's like I don't even feel what I normally feel on that Nine of Swords. I feel like it's saying you're not allowing love into your life because you're afraid of repeating a mistake, And I feel like you need to let that fear go, especially if you want love. The other thing is, I feel like it's saying something from the past would be a repeat mistake. And I think you know that as well. Didn't I say this to you, Gemini? I feel like I said this to you recently, but it almost like, I think we all have that one person that it's like, even though we wouldn't go back to them, it's like, it's like they know all the right spots, It's like, that's the best way I can put it. I have to keep it PG here for YouTube purposes, right? So it's like, I'm sure we all have that person. We're all adults here, right? And that's the person I would be careful of, where it's like, they're an egghead. You definitely wouldn't go back to them, but, if they got you on the right day at the right time, under the right circumstances, too much tequila, whatever, I don't know, it happens, there you go. I would be careful. With the Lovers, you have the Knight of Swords. Yes, love is changing for you, Gemini. I definitely feel there's new love coming in for you. New love. I would be open to, but I feel you have to let go of the past fears for sure. And you have, again, this card here says it's time to release negativity, right? So I think you have to focus on exactly what you want in a connection, and then you'll get it. I definitely wouldn't rush right now. I mean, we have Mercury going retrograde, right? So I'm a big fan of doing things during retrogrades no matter what. I just say take your time, right? So there you go. With the Six of Wands, you have the Tower. I think you're surprising people, honestly. And, this kind of fits in very well with the astrology that you could be shocking people. This is coming up in your closest relationships, but it's almost like you're saying things and you're actually doing them and people are shocked. So I don't know. I feel like some of you, it's like you could be telling people that you're, going to accomplish something, or you're going to work on a project, or you're going to do something. They're like, whatever. And now you're actually doing it. It probably is Uranus in your sign, Plus, also this magical triangle that we're having. It's like you're getting the support of the the futuristic thinking of Neptune, the big ass, accomplishing the big ass dream with Neptune, and also kind of Pluto as well in Aquarius, giving you that innovative edge. It's like if you're making changes in your life, you really could be shocking people, or people could just be shocked that you're accomplishing the things you're accomplishing, Gemini. Good. With the Five of Swords, you have the Six of Cups. I think you're overcoming obstacles here. I also think with the Five of Swords, you are very clearly seeing like who and what is an obstacle in your life, and you're cutting those things out with the Five of Swords. I think that the Five of Swords is like really telling me that you're getting the energy drainers out of your life. The things that just are energy vampires, or the things that are sucking you away from what's actually important. Six of Cups is a gift from the universe, and usually the gift we receive is a turnaround. So again, I kind of feel that on this card, that you're getting some sort of gift, or you're, it's like you're experiencing some sort of turnaround right now. I don't know, it feels good. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the High Priestess. Definitely very intuitive time for you. You always get these very intuitive cards with me here, Gemini. Here's the other interesting thing, is that she represents unlimited potential. There is nothing that she cannot accomplish if she sets her mind to it, right? And so she, as long as she can dream it, she can have it. And I definitely feel that for you here with this card. It's like, it's saying, if you can dream it, you can have it. But you really need to go for it. And the same thing with the Three of Wands there. It's like, it's almost like you can see something is inspiring you, but it's just potential. So, sorry if this is backwards. With the High Priestess, we have to put the work in to, kind of fulfill the potential. And, that's what I get. You have this cracked cup. It says dissatisfaction with life, 3 5s, right? I like this card because sometimes I think dissatisfaction is like the one thing that can bring us to success. And so to me, this card is good because it's saying like, yeah, sure, you could be feeling dissatisfied with the way things are going, but sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that dissatisfaction is the one thing that can bring you towards success. You have this turkey. It says someone is behaving stupidly. Yes, I think with Mercury going retrograde in Leo, we need to be careful of other people. We had Mars go retrograde in Leo last year into this year. And so, basically Mercury is probably going to remind us of things that happened when Mars went retrograde, right? And so we have to be careful of any people who caused problems, or if we have people that are causing problems right now, we should avoid those people. You have this dark woman. It says dealings or relationships with a woman with dark complexion or hair. You have this tower. It says solid foundation, success with effort. Yes, I think that you are, like, this could be you, and it doesn't matter if you're a woman. I'm reading for a million of you. So sometimes I feel these man-woman cards in this deck just represent the person that I'm reading for. So you, Gemini. And I feel this is saying if you put the effort in to build something that has a lot of potential, I think you're going to be very happy that you did. I really see you like building something, especially for those of you in work or business. It's like you, like in business, for example, if you have a career, it's like you could be building a reputation. But this could be a very good reputation that lasts for like the next 20 years, right? Same thing in business. It's like you could be building a reputation. You could be just building a freaking business. You could be building something that supports you for a long time. I feel like this tower. This tower is good, and I feel like this tower is going to last for a long time. You have this November card, and you have this wall card. It says misunderstandings. Yes, you are going to be misunderstood. I said this with the tower. You're going to, like, number one, I would keep things to yourself. Number two, you're going to tell people that you're going to do things. They're going to be like, whatever. They're just going to brush you off. Just go and do them and show them what's up, right? And the answer is what's up, and the answer is you. Gemini. So I think that for a lot of you, it's like you just need to understand that you are not going to be understood. I've known a lot of people in my life that are like that, where it's like they feel like they need to be understood for whatever reason, where they say like, no one understands me. I was even dating a person, and they used to say that to me all the time. It used to drive me crazy, honestly, probably why it didn't work out. But they always used to say like, no one understands me. But one thing I noticed about this person is that they never tried to be understood. They never did anything to actually have people understand them. It's almost like they wanted to be misunderstood, right? And so that's what I'm getting here. It's like, just don't worry about it. And also just realize that people aren't going to understand you, and you shouldn't need them to understand you to be successful anyway. And you don't. You have this March card and this Tiger card. It says doing something risky, taking a chance. Yes, the only risk right now is not taking risks. And so I would say between now and March of next year, which is very interesting because, there's a lot of changes in March, by the way, astrologically. So, between now and March, you could be taking some risks, but I think those risks will pay off. The other thing I'm getting here is like a risky purchase with the Six of Pentacles. Now, let me make my words very freaking clear for the people in the back that don't get what I say, that when I'm very freaking clear with exactly what I say. I'm not saying you should go out and spend a bunch of money on something. But I made it very freaking clear that you should do as much research as you possibly can on anything that you're doing with that Six of Pentacles, right? And obviously, if something's going to put you out and you don't have the money, don't freaking do it. But what I am getting, for the smart people that understand what I'm saying, again, if you're thinking about purchasing something for like your business that will actually make it better, or, for work or for something, it's like a little bit of investment. And again, we're talking about a little bit of a stretch here. It's like maybe you would have to save up an extra $100 or something like that, right? We're not talking about putting yourself in the poorhouse here. And so again, if you're doing that, I think that will pay off very well. Now, don't just listen to me and accept what I just said blindly. Do your research. Uranus and Taurus will bend you over and spank you over its knee, even though Uranus is not in Taurus anymore. Doesn't matter, right? When we have a planet in a sign, we're learning a lesson. After, we have to continue to implement the lesson, or we will get spanked. So there you go. Unless you like spanking, Gemini, which is fine. People pay good money for that, so I get it. But, there you go. Thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up with me. Really appreciate it. And definitely enjoy your month.